What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, the Uncrowned Otaku. Latest chapter of Kengan Omega dropped 309, and we got Wakatsuki, that's the dude with the Superman syndrome who be hitting you with that gut buster, versus the fourth Fang of Metsudo. I don't know his first name, but his last name is Omori, I believe. But it's Wakatsuki versus Omori. Now, Kengan Omega is honestly suffering from having too many characters at this point, because we're gearing up for the fight against the connector. That's the big bad. So I feel like we should be getting into the end game. But because they've introduced so many top tier fighters, what we're having to do now is we're having to do partial stories on each character and then completely sidetrack to another character. So we had Oma, right? He did his fight against the Fearsome Five. Then he went to the mountains, and we sidetracked over to Ryuki and Koga. They did their time in the Kure clan. They fought Kure Ryan, where Koga did vastly superior than Ryuki. Shock to everybody, right? Right? Not really. We knew Koga had surpassed Ryuki. So after they get Kure Ryan's respect, a little bit of his respect, it goes back to Oma, because Oma's meeting with the what would they call it? The consecutors, because they're supposed to give Oma the tips and tricks to beat not the connector, but the connector's other clone. I can't remember homie's name, but they're supposed to give him a game plan to beat homie, who is now super powerful. Before we can even hear him would discuss with the consecutors what the game plan is going to be, they sidetrack us to Wakatsuki versus Omori. Now, what's going to happen is we're going to see both of these fighters have been leveled up, because they've both been training, because they've already glimpsed into that. The connector, because they've seen that level of power, they know that they can now go further. They thought they reached their apex, but now they know there's a world beyond, so everybody's leveling up. So this, don't get me wrong, what I'm about to say, although we are suffering from having too many characters, the characters aren't bad at all. Like, the fights are still going to be excellent. Wakatsuki versus Omori. Boy, Wakatsuki, he's starting to talk a little reckless during that fight. That's the fourth Fang of Metsudo, previously undefeated. Well, I think Kano defeated him, but that's because Kano's the fifth Fang of Metsudo. You feel me? Omori not no slouch. So while Omori is blending all his martial arts into his Fang style, he has the upper hand against Wakatsuki. This man Wakatsuki goes, I'm glad I didn't fight you while you were active, or I would have had another loss on my Kengan record. Too bad you had to fight me now. I'm the strongest I've ever been. And you see Omori's shoulder, boom, out of nowhere. Blister and bust. That thing bust. Oh, blood everywhere. It wasn't really blood everywhere, but it was a big old nasty bruise. So Wakatsuki, it seems like Wakatsuki willingly took on all of Omori's hits to see where his defense was. And after determining Omori isn't a threat, he about to level this man. He's talking reckless to a former Fang of Metsudo. Do y'all wrap your minds around that? Every Fang of Metsudo has been a top tier fighter. Maybe not so much the six, because Koga worked that dude. Yumigahara, Koga worked that man. And Koga not even a top tier fighter yet. And Koga did fight Yumigahara after his mind was like low-key gone and he was way past his prime. But that's neither here nor there. That was the only weak Fang of Metsudo. Every other Fang of Metsudo, nice. So Wakatsuki, watch your mouth. Wakatsuki is going to win this fight, though, because all we've known for Wakatsuki, low-key, is in the important fights, he's taking the L's against the top-tier fighters. This is going to be his comeback story. But the reason I'm saying we're suffering from too many characters is because after Wakatsuki and Omori, we got to go to the other people. We got to see what Kano's up to. Then we got to see what Wao Long is up to. Then we got to see what homie who has the hard head, who be headbutting stuff. Then we got to see what he's up to. Ryan got that long sword. I'm sure we're going to sidetrack to wherever he's going, because he got that phone call. I'm sure we're going to sidetrack to what Ryan is doing. Then I'm sure we got to get back to Cosmo and Dudley and everybody over there. It's so many characters that now we're going to have to get a couple chapters to see their training and how they've leveled up. You got the big pro wrestler dude. We gotta see what's going on with him. All the OGs of Kengan Ashura, we got to tap back in with them. So while we're gearing up for this fight against the connector, they're having to reintroduce all the characters and let us know, like, hey, I know y'all are familiar with these characters, but we have to show y'all how we powered them up now. So it's going to be a long, drawn-out process of this character is now this strong. This character is now this strong. I want to see them fight the connector. I want to see connector throw hands, bro. Because connector nice, and it looks like the only person that's going to bang with the connector is one of his clones. I need to know, I I'm not sighing because it's bad. I'm just sighing because I know how long it's gonna take to get to the meat and potatoes. Like right now, we're chewing on some delicious honey barbecue wings, but we ordered a steak. We ordered a tomahawk steak, and they're bringing out 5 helpings of delicious honey barbecue wings. You see, the issue is not that the food is bad. It's just that the main course is so much better, and that's what I want right now. So strap in for this King and Omega. It's gonna be a long, kind of drawn out ride, but I understand plot wise, you have to do it. For these characters to bang with the connector and to fight against the Worm organization, which I believe the connector wants to like 1v1, but I think it's gonna be a tournament style, best of the Worm and the connector versus the best of the King and Association and Friends, aka Purgatory. So they have to show us these new characters. They have to show us the old characters and how they've powered up. And they're laying a foundation of, hey, everything you've known, wipe it clean from your memory. The power scaling has completely changed. Everybody is significantly stronger, and they need to baseline that fact. So while I get it, I just know it's gonna be a while before we get to the meat and potatoes. That tomahawk is staring at me, and I can't bite into it yet. That's what's gonna drive me wild. But like I said, the fights aren't bad. Wakatsuki, we got him. He talking reckless to a Fang of Metsudo. I don't know where they're gonna go next. I really want them to go back to Oma. What I don't like is they're telling half stories. Like if you're gonna have Oma sit down with the consecutors, let us stay with Oma until that's done. And when he goes back to the mountain, then sidetrack it to somewhere else. I want to know what the game plan is, bro. Because the consecutors, they got their butts whipped, bro. And the consecutors aren't bad fighters either. Well, I guess we don't really have a scale of how to tell if they're good or bad, but they're a consecutive. They're a clone of the strongest people in the world. They can't be bad, right? But anyways, that's just my thoughts. What have y'all been thinking about King and Omega? You still reading? You still tapped in? Or are you waiting for the anime on Netflix, which is going to take a while because they're still on King. Actually, King and Ashura just finished on Netflix. So when Netflix picks it back up, it should be starting King and Omega, which takes place 2 years after King and Ashura. So are you waiting for the anime? Are you reading the manga? Tap in with your boy. I'm in those comments with y'all on Crown Kingdom. I've been your boy, the Uncrowned Otaku. That's the fire that keeps the kingdom burning safe. And I'm going to see y'all in the next video. Peace, bros. Peace, 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 peace.